Kamala Harris, shall we? So you can't say anything about Kamala Harris. You can't look at her record, can't look at her donors, can't look at anything. Because if you do, you're sexist and you're racist. And frankly, I think that's probably why the Democratic Party wants to rally against her, rally for her. Because, hey, you get the goods. You could shield yourself if you throw your weight behind Kamala Harris. She's a woman, black. What's not to like? So, Kamala Harris, I just noticed this because have you seen that CNN has been promoting that they're going to do a 1 hour town hall with Kamala Harris? So they're going to do a 1 hour town hall tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. So I found that interesting because I didn't see CNN doing a 1 hour town hall with Tulsi Gabbard when she announced. Or, in fairness, Julian Castro, Kirsten Gillibrand. I didn't see CNN doing a 1 hour town hall with any of those people. So why is Kamala Harris essentially getting a 1 hour infomercial from CNN? I mean, they're not going to go tough on her. So then I looked at the donor sheet because it's always, what do I tell you? Say it with me. Follow the what? Follow the money. It's the money, Lebowski. Follow the money. So I looked at the donor sheet, and what do you know? Kamala Harris's top donor in her short career is Warner Media Group. Warner Media Group. Warner Media Group was Time Warner. Time Warner was the parent company for CNN as of last year until AT&T bought CNN. So Time Warner Media, which is now Warner Media Group, was the parent company of CNN. So I found that interesting. $127,000 she got from Time Warner Media. Now, to be clear, this is not directly coming from Time Warner and now Warner Media Group. This is not direct from the company. This is from individuals that work for the company. So we should distinguish that. It's not like Time Warner Media's corporate PAC, although you see the $1,000 from the PAC there on the right category. So you see 1,000 is from the PAC, but the majority of it is from individuals that work at Time Warner Media. So just to give you a little bit more information on that, this is from Open Secrets. The number on this page are based on contributions from PACs and individuals giving $200 or more. $200 or more. All donations were made during the 2018 election cycle and were released by the Federal Elections Commission. So this is accurate, but it wasn't all for Kamala Harris. It wasn't all for in 2018. But you see, she's gotten $127,000 from Time Warner Media, Time Warner, which is now Warner Media Group. And those individual donations, which were predominantly from individuals working for the company, at a minimum, were over $200. Okay? So then you have, because I tweeted this yesterday, and you start getting people with this. I see we're doing this thing again where we pretend we don't know that that's individuals and not the company itself. Well, this is just one of these people defending them. No, I do know it. This is individuals that work for Time Warner Media, now Warner Media, that donated to Kamala Harris. But let me ask you a question. I'm not great at math, okay? I'm not great at math. But the max donation is $2,700, I believe. $2,700 is the max, okay? So you have a minimum. This is a minimum $200 donations. Do the math, folks. $200 minimum donations. She's got $127,000 from Time Warner Media. And by the way, when did those donations come? Look at Time Warner, 2016. This is their donations in 2016. That was when Kamala was running for Senate. Look at their who they gave the most money to in 2016. Number 1, Hillary Clinton for her campaign. Number 2, $127,000 to Kamala Harris. So all of this money from Time Warner came in 2016 when she was running for Senate. Tell you the truth, I was kind of surprised that Bernie Sanders was so high on the list because, I mean, Time Warner, you're not getting your money's worth donating to Bernie Sanders. He ain't going to do anything you want. If anything, Bernie would do tighter regulation on the media. So poor investment for Time Warner, who is the owner of CNN or was the owner of CNN. But it's not like, it's not just $127,000 across her career. You see how it says $127,000, $127,975. Yeah, it all came in her Senate run. In that Senate run, that's when they donated. So are we to believe? Are we to believe? And I'm asking this genuinely because I have people coming after me on Twitter. Jordan, you're lying to your viewers. This isn't from Time Warner, who was the owner of CNN as of last year. This is from individuals who work for Time Warner Media. So I am to believe that Time Warner Media, all the worker bees in Time Warner Media, many worker bees for Time Warner Media, just were so inspired by Kamala Harris and her campaign in California that all those worker bees, let me do the math here. Just for argument's sakes, if all of these donations were $200 donations. So we're to believe that 639 Time Warner employees donated $200 to Kamala Harris's presidential campaign? Is that what you're telling me? And you guys could check my math. So this from Open Secrets. They are individuals donating are $200 or more. That's what they're counting. Donations of $200 or more from individuals. So you're telling me that 639 just individuals who work for Time Warner, owner of CNN as of last year, donated because they just were inspired by Kamala Harris's Senate campaign in 2016. They're not the worker bees. The majority of people donating to Kamala Harris from Time Warner were not like the worker bees that work at Time Warner. You're talking about executives. You're talking about senior leadership. We're donating to Kamala Harris. And Time Warner Media, for many years, was the parent company of CNN. So I'm just saying, you could call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but isn't it interesting? Don't you find it interesting that Tulsi, who announced the president, Julian Castro announces he's running for president. He's not getting a 1-hour town hall. At least right now he's not. Tulsi Gabbard announces she's running for president. She's not getting a 1-hour town hall. Kirsten Gillibrand announces she's running for president. She ain't getting a 1-hour town hall. So you got Julian, you got Tulsi, you got Kirsten Gillibrand. I guarantee you this guy from Indiana, the Indiana mayor, Pete Buttigieg, he ain't getting a 1-hour town hall. Oh, forgot. Elizabeth Warren. Can promise you Time Warner is not donating $127,000 to Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren's not getting a 1-hour town hall. Maybe at some point they will, but why is it that Kamala Harris, who, by the way, launched her campaign after all of these individuals. She launched, Elizabeth Warren was first, followed by Tulsi. Elizabeth Warren was first, then Julian Castro, then Tulsi, and Kirsten Gillibrand. Why is it that Kamala Harris is getting a 1-hour, let's call it what it is. It's a love fest. It's Jake Tapper is moderating it. You think they're going to press her really hard on, why didn't you prosecute Steve Mnuchin? She'll have a canned answer that she's already prepared and they'll just accept it. I'm just saying, folks. follow the money. This is how much Time Warner gave in 2016. And a lot of people have compared Kamala Harris to Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, number one, top recipient of Time Warner, parent company of CNN, as of last year. Now AT&T owns CNN. But Time Warner, they gave a lot to Hillary Clinton, and then they gave a lot to Kamala Harris, who, by the way, 6 months after becoming a senator, in the summer of 2017, Kamala Harris was hobnobbing in the Hamptons. Hobnobbing in the Hamptons with Hillary Clinton's top donors. You call it what you want. But straight up, you're telling me there is zero connection to CNN basically offering Kamala Harris a 1-hour infomercial and free advertisement before any other candidate? Yet, and that has nothing to do with CNN's former parent company that was just their parent company as of last year, donating $127,000 to her campaign. Yes, it wasn't the company, it was individuals in the company, but I just gave you the math. Do you really think 639 individual employees, just like normal average worker bees who aren't rich and aren't senior leadership, you think it was those people donating to Kamala Harris's campaign? But also, CNN, not only has the parent company, individuals that work for Time Warner, gave to Kamala Harris, but, all of the other people running for office have more experience than Kamala Harris. Elizabeth Warren's been a senator for many years. Julian Castro was the director of the HUD. Tulsi Gabbard has been a congressman for many years. Kirsten Gillibrand has been a senator for many years. Kamala Harris has been a senator for 2 years. Yet she's immediately, right out of the gate, getting a 1-hour town hall on CNN. But it absolutely has nothing at all to do with CNN's parent company giving Kamala Harris $127,000 during her 2016 presidential bid. Nothing at all. Close your eyes. So, hey, I'm willing to hear Kamala Harris out as far as speak of the devil. She, as we speak right now, is walking onto a stage in Oakland, California, to give her presidential campaign announcement speech. Her slogan in her presidential campaign speech is apparently "for the people." For the people. And hey, I'm willing to hear her out, but I don't really give a damn about her slogans. I don't like her record as a California Attorney General. If you read into it, she did a lot of shady shit. She's fought to keep wrongly convicted people in jail. And as a senator, she jumped onto the bandwagon with Medicare for All when it was popular, but she didn't run for Senate on Medicare for All, so how do I know if she's going to actually fight for that if elected? I don't hear her talking a lot about free public college, ending private prisons, getting out of all these wars. And I'm sorry, but, when you just become senator, you start in 2017, and within 6 months, you're meeting with Hillary Clinton's donors in the Hamptons. What is that? What am I supposed to think? What are you supposed to think? That this is somebody fighting for the little guy? That this is somebody fighting for progressives? Right away, when you become a senator, you're already angling to run for president and get Hillary Clinton's donors on your side. If pointing out the fact that Time Warner Media, other than Hillary Clinton, individuals, from Time Warner, gave Kamala Harris $127,000 in 2016, and I've already gone through why I don't believe it's low-level workers, but high executives probably giving a lot of maximum donations. If that makes me sexist, if that makes me, racist, oh well, that's journalism for you, if that's what they want to say. And by the way, I do not think the establishment's chosen one is Beto O'Rourke. I think it's Kamala Harris for all the reasons I told you She's a woman, she's black, and they are going to blanket her with any critical talk about her record, her donors, her policies. You're racist, you're sexist. Period, end of story. I'm not going to buy into that because I'm not going to buy into this BS dynamic that covering somebody's record, covering somebody's donors, covering somebody's policies has anything to do with sex or race. Frankly, I cover everybody the same. I cover Joe Biden very critically, Cory Booker very critically. I covered Julian Castro's short record in history. And when Bernie officially runs, I'll take another look at his recent donations. I don't think I'm going to find a lot, but I'll look. So, that's the latest on Kamala Harris.